What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you guys can see, we have a fairly empty road ahead of us. We should. It's a little bit wet on the ground. This here is the 2022 Acura MDX Type-S. So as you can see, Type-S badging on the back, SH all-wheel drive, of course, quad tip exhaust, which you'll see when you get in the car. I'm a little bit disappointed. I feel like the MDX Type-S should be a little bit louder, but as you guys can see, huge 4-piston Acura branded Brembo brakes up front there, standard 21-inch wheels, 275s all around. This one we have today is on Continental all seasons. Of course, I'll have the full review coming to you guys soon, but today I just figured since we have a little bit of time, I'd give you a quick POV perspective so you can just hear the sounds of the engine and a few of the features and just kind of see what it's like to drive. It does have a different grille on the front here as well. It's got this gloss black grille with a just gigantic Acura logo. It's amazing in the last 10-20 years how much bigger front emblems have gotten. And then of course under the hood, most importantly with the Type-S, you get the same turbocharged 3-liter V6, single turbocharged V6 that's in the TLX Type-S, which is of course new as well. So these currently, the TLX and the MDX, are the two Type-S models in the Acura lineup. Take a look here, we'll pop the hood for a moment. And there you have it, transverse mounted 3-liter V6. You can see the turbo over here. Small turbo, but as you guys will see, it puts out about 13 PSI at full chat. And you know, it's not X5M territory, it's not AMG territory, but what we'll find is it's a very worthy contender in this kind of segment of the market. So let's get behind the wheel, see what it's like to drive, and hopefully these tires hold up. We're gonna start going that way. That's a nice tight section, and then we'll turn around, we'll head back the other way and see what it does in a little bit more of the higher speed stuff. Of course there, the Type-S logo comes up. This is exciting, you guys. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to bring you a review of the TLX Type-S on the channel. It's not coming to the West Coast Acura fleet, which is disappointing, but I will be driving the Integra in a couple of months, which will be exciting as well. Also the new Nissan Z, but that's a whole other category of vehicle. Like I said, we'll go over all the specs and whatnot in the full review, but you do, with the Ultra package on the Type-S, you do get wood trim interior, you get an upgraded 25 speaker ELS audio system, which is great. Actually, so whoever was in this car before me had the treble set to max and the bass set to max. It sounded awful. Never do that as a general rule. But nonetheless, of course, you see Type-S on the steering wheel here, and then you have the essentially the same interior here as you would get in the standard one, of course, minus these leather seats, which are exclusive to the Type-S. So let's go for a drive. Put it in sport mode, or should we try Sport Plus? We'll start off in sport mode, and then when I turn around, we'll hit it into Sport Plus, and we'll go from there. Transmission in sport, and manual, of course. Let's go for a drive. This is one of my favorite roads. Definitely more catered to something like a Mini Cooper or an MX-5, which is like, why would I bring an MDX on this road? But I think especially for a vehicle that weighs this much, about 4,800 pounds, it's a really good test of actually how tossable they've made it, especially whenever you put something like, yeah, a Type-S badge on a vehicle. You want it to at least hold up to the name a little bit. So I'll stop talking right here, and yeah, let's just enjoy the MDX Type-S. Throw it into Sport Plus here. And there's a little bit of a gate there. There's a little bit of an entry fee. You've got to hold the dynamic mode switch there just to the right for a second for it to go into Sport Plus. And then what we see, of course, on the left there is how much boost we're making, and the G meter on the right. If I forgot to mention, 355 horsepower, but of course this has over 500 pounds extra on the TLX to shove around. First impressions, the shifts are good, but it's a little bit inconsistent as to what you'll get depending on your throttle position and your revs. At full throttle near the top of the rev band, you will get the smoothest shifts, or if you're in full boost, but definitely a little bit of a delay on the downshifts, even though the transmission has actually been tuned differently here. Not only has it been tuned differently here, but it's actually beefed up over the standard MDX to handle the extra torque. I just wish this engine was louder, and I'm sure I'll flesh this out in the full review, but I just wish it had a little bit more grunt to it. Not necessarily a crackle tune, a burble tune, right? But just some deeper resonance, some extra engine note, and they have done that, but it's super incremental over the factory MDX, over the naturally aspirated 3.5 liter. Of course, flat bottom steering wheel. It's always fun sometimes. Also tuned the brake pedal, the brake feel a little bit. This is brake by wire. Yes, good brakes, good brakes. So yeah, you've got Sport Plus, Sport, Normal, you've got Comfort. It's cool because they've gone, that's a good save. They've gone a little bit further in either direction. Like the Type S, they've gone further towards Sport Plus, right? And it's on air suspension too, so it can lower down. The damping is definitely catered towards sport scenarios when you're in Sport or Sport Plus. But at the same time, if you go left here, dynamic modes, you can lift it up and get that off-road capabilities. You can get an extra 2 inches of ground clearance there, which is huge. But of course, it lowers a little bit after above 30 kilometers an hour, and then it will go to completely normal mode above 60 kilometers an hour. But there's a huge range of damping here. Back into Sport Plus. All right, you guys, well, that's a quick drive in the MDX Type-S. Really excited for this one. You just witnessed basically my first drive in the vehicle. I haven't really taken it out on a hard drive until now, so first impressions, it's good. It's not a huge departure from the standard MDX until you begin pushing it, or until you lift it up or utilize those capabilities, or until you turn on the massage seats. It's good. So look out for the full review on this. That'll be coming soon. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't already, hit subscribe and the notification bell. That helps me out a lot. You can hit me up on Instagram at Roads Untraveled to see what I'm driving on a day-to-day basis. What I'm hoping to do later this week is to pit this up against a buddy of mine. He has a turbocharged RSX Type-S. So I thought it might be fun to just kind of see, especially in a straight line, what would happen there. They both roughly have about 350 horsepower, so I thought that would be fun. So look out for that. We'll see you soon.